I have a boyfriend. It's him and his brother. It's the Tren twins.
Does he do Tren?
He did for a month and then stopped. I think I'm allowed to say that.
Coach Greg, and in today's video, the Tren twins, well, Chris has been outed. He's dating a girl, Carly, and for some reason, she goes on YouTube and tells him the cycle that he's on. And in it, she divulges that the guy has actually been on Tren, and more specifically, Tren acetate. Not the edentate ester, but acetate, the fast-acting one. And so she says he was only on it for a month, and then he stopped.
Are we on Tren? The answer is no. But have we taken Tren? Yes, for a short period, it wasn't long-lived.
But in previous videos, the Tren twins stated that they haven't in fact taken Tren. They're named the Tren twins, but they weren't taking Tren. And I backed them up as I did in fact coach these guys. But right now in this video, they're saying no, it's not true. He's actually taken Tren.
I have a boyfriend. We've only been together for a month. This is the only relationship, like real relationship I've ever been in, so.
This is your first relationship?
My first, yeah, like real relationship.
And so I'm gonna give you a tip, Carly. Since it's your first relationship, you may not know this. When your boyfriend tells you something in confidence, you don't go to social media and out him. You don't share secrets. You don't go and blab your mouth talking about what he did or didn't do. But perhaps it's because you're only 19 years of age. Never dated anyone ever. You met the guy across the country, got to know him, talking in the DMs, hitting each other up. But Chris more recently said, I'm moving across the country. And so now you're a boyfriend, girlfriend.
We were friends for a year. And then he asked me out 3 times. And I said yes on the 4th time.
Wait, okay, so you friend zoned him.
And so they've been friends for a year, of which he asked her out 3 separate times. She always said no, but then on the 4th time, she said yes. And so that's actually 4 times. 3 plus 1, that makes 4. And so perhaps she's not smarter than last time. And considering she outed him for taking Tren acetate, probably not the smartest cookie in the drawer. It's probably not the sharpest knife in the... What? Probably not the sharpest... I'm the dumbest person ever, or the most tastiest cookie in the cookie box. Is that what it is? Cookie? I feel like there's for sure a cookie saying. She's probably the brownest cookie in the oven. Quick interruption. Like the video if you liked it, and if you like my content, subscribe faster than last time so that you can be the first one to get notified. It really helps the algorithm. Back to the video.
He lived on the opposite side of the country, which didn't make any sense, but he's moving out here next week, so it seemed appropriate to, you know, maybe I could pursue something real.
And so this is my personal opinion. Until you've actually seen each other in person, you're not boyfriend and girlfriend. You're just text buddies. Is that a thing now? 2023, you have text buddies. You talk to people around the world. You've never seen them. Perhaps you FaceTime, and that's your girlfriend. The girlfriend is the girl you spend time with in person. And so perhaps he's faithful. Perhaps he doesn't meet anyone else. I'm sure there's no other women that would ever DM the Tren twins. Why would they ever do that? And I'm being very sarcastic. I hope you know that. Of course, girls are messaging the Tren twins. They're good-looking guys. Look at their physiques and social media superstars.
Have any of you ever dated or hooked up with someone who is famous?
Her response, well, what do you consider famous?
What do we consider famous?
And so I do believe the Tren twins should be considered famous. They have close to 1 million followers on YouTube, have had millions of views on their channel. And so it could be debatable. Are they super famous? Well, it depends. Are they famous as The Rock or the President of the United States? Well, maybe not, but I do think they are famous.
I think you have athlete, musician, actor, maybe stand-up comedian, ventriloquist, and then YouTuber, content creator down here.
And them's fighting words. Oh, you're an athlete? You're a stand-up comedian? Oh, you're way more famous than anyone who's a YouTube creator. Chris Bumstead has close to 20 million followers. Oh, is he not as famous as the backup pitcher for the Blue Jays? Of course he is.
My boyfriend's a YouTuber, but I don't know if it would qualify as...
Would we know him?
Anyone who's in the fitness industry would. I don't think anyone here would.
What's his name?
It's him and his brother. It's the Tren twins. I'm dating
Tren?
one of them, not both of them.
Isn't that like...
And so it's funny, the host knows what Tren is, and of course these girls don't know who they are. But listen, no matter how famous you are in your chosen sport or activity, people aren't going to know you unless they follow it. And so, for example, I don't know any backup player in NBA, NHL, soccer, you name it. I don't know who they are. But yet they're famous, but not famous to me.
Does he do Tren?
He did for a month.
Okay.
And then stopped. I think I'm allowed to say that.
And so did he do Tren? He did for a month and stopped. I think it's okay to say that. No, it's not. It's not okay. Imagine if Michael Hearn's wife said, oh, he's taking this and taking that. You wouldn't do it.
Would you consider yourself bodybuilders, like fitness?
Technically,
yeah.
we're bodybuilders. Technically.
And so technically, I get it. You're a bodybuilder. You're lifting weights to build up your body. But to me, you're not actually a bodybuilder unless you get up on stage. Bodybuilders, they do front double biceps on stage, and half of them keep their elbows too low, and you should be up higher. And remember, she's doing a side tricep pose. She does look pretty good. And consider this. She states she's put on 35 pounds, and I do believe it's mostly muscle. She does not appear to have much body fat. And so perhaps she's the one taking Tren acetate. Incoming video on Carly. More natty than friggin' last time.
Have you gotten a bunch of DMs from blue check marks? So
I mean, I think every chick has. I think it's kind of shitty to name drop, so I'm not going to do that. But rappers,
Yeah, and so it's shitty to name drop, and so I'm just going to say rappers and sports stars. I'm going to say that I'm dating Chris of the Tren twins, and he's taking Tren acetate. You know, not an enthate. He didn't want the longer ester. He wanted to get into the system and out in case he didn't respond well to it. And so he says he used it for a month, didn't like it, and so then he went off. What's next? Are you going to share his blood work?
and your boyfriend, what's his name?
his name's Chris.
Chris
Chris Tren.
Tren
Call him
bro.
Chris Tren.
Tren bro.
Chris
Tren
Trenbolone
bro.
acetate, yeah.
Okay.
And so I shouldn't be very specific. You know, I dated rappers, athletes, perhaps musicians, and also Chris of the Tren twins, known as Chris Tren acetate.
Does he ever, or maybe prior to dating you, or even while dating you, does he get a lot of girls DMing him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a ton. I feel like every girl will be like scrolling through TikTok together or something, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, she hit me up. She hit me up. She hit me up." I'm like, "Oh, okay, great, awesome."
You think is he doing that like to kind of make you jealous, or just
I don't think
it's
so.
matter of fact?
I don't think it's a malicious intent. I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And so let me not be specific at all. You know, a lot of girls DM him specifically. He shows me those DMs. I'm not sure if he's trying to brag or to say, hey, look, girl, there's all these other girls, so you better do this and do that, or not do this and do that. And so she says she's not going to talk about him, but I do believe she's giving a lot of details.
Oh well, I just can't gain weight, or I can't lose weight, and that's only the case a very small percentage of the time that you genuinely cannot. And I said that my entire life because I was 85 pounds.
And so she said, you know, I said that my entire life. You know, she's 19 now. She was 85 pounds before. And she did research. Perhaps she watched some of Coach Greg and figured out it's calories in, calories out. And so she ate in a surplus, gained 35 pounds, mostly muscle in a year. Remember, this is after the age of 17. I do believe she was finished puberty. And so she didn't grow any taller. But is it possible that she was taking Tren acetate? I mean, after all, she is dating Chris. She was talking to him for a year. Perhaps he brought up performance-enhancing drugs. Perhaps he says, hey, you sprinkle some of that VAR in there, and perhaps you'll put on a lot of muscle. She was doing a side tricep pose. She isn't currently an active bodybuilder, but perhaps that's what she wants to do. Close to 500,000 followers. And so you don't think there's pressure on social media influencers, females and males alike, to look a certain way? And so perhaps adding 35 pounds of muscle, which is a tremendous amount, even for newbie gains for a female, very unlikely. But perhaps she was just underfeeding herself. Undereating was lacking the proper micro and macronutrients. And upon starting a proper fitness program and eating a healthy diet, she put on 35 pounds. Or she did both and sprinkled in some little this and a little that.
Yeah, I've also only been lifting for a little
Yeah.
bit. And I gained 35 pounds in the 1 year.
Yeah,
to give
that's a
myself
lot of
some
progress,
credit.
if you ask me.
I was really teeny tiny before. It was bad, but yeah.
And so she does realize it was bad. 85 pounds at her height would have been considered, that word, I don't know if I'm allowed to use, ends with ick. Kind of sounds like aerobic, but it's not. It ends with ick and it starts with an A. You know what I'm talking about. And so she's now gained 35 pounds and she looks clearly healthier than last time. My favorite part is how that Kylie continues to look in the side. She's checking her physique harder than last time. She's kind of like Michael Hearn. She's always checking out her parents, making sure she's looking good in the pose, sangling, turning to the side. So I'm sure you guys who work out can relate. And remember, rather than using Tren, especially if you're 19 or in your early 20s or any age really, please try to train 100% natural. You can in fact pick up many supplements that can make a big difference. For example, G-Test, 3-Test, creatine, beta-alanine, GO2 Max, Ecti Builder. And so head over to my website, code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in the description. And so let me know in the comments section, should this girl be talking about the cycles that her boyfriends are doing openly on social media, or should she perhaps be keeping it a little bit wider? Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to watch one of the bloops, cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Circle Diet book, as well as the Harder Than Last Time clothing line, shirts like these, tanks, and so on. Please visit the website, code Greg, 10% off. And until next time, I am out.